Hello, my name is Michael Thomas, and I'm going to be talking about project management and specifically artificial intelligence and project management software. I want to get into IT project management, which is where a lot of management information systems majors or computer science majors can get into, where you're not the one coding the database, you're not the one coding different programs, but you're the one who helps to manage the different tasks that need to be done. You have a broad generalized knowledge of each subject area, so you're able to communicate with each part of the team and each subject matter expert and try to get them, or the whole team, including yourself, to work together to accomplish certain tasks. So with Agile Methodology, for example, it's called one of them is called Scrum, which is basically where you have different note cards. And one could be like, oh, we need to make the user interface for the website. And we could move that from the regular, like, to be done category to in process and then to finished, or maybe to the debugging and then to the finished. And the reason why I'm bringing that up is because a lot of these project management softwares, one really important one and a good one, because I've looked at a lot of different LinkedIn and Indeed job postings, and if you know JIRA, it's spelled JIRA. JIRA is one of the top softwares for IT project management. It incorporates agile methodologies. So what I just explained with those note cards, it has that digitally built in. Like, it's all of your project management team can log into JIRA, including yourself, and you can set up the board where you have the different post-its of this is what needs to be done, this is what's in process, this person's working on this thing, we spend this much time on something like on one of the tasks, we spend this amount of budget, these are the different people on our team, these are third parties that we communicate with, and it's just a bunch of different information. I mean, it's an information system. And the reason why I'm bringing up all that before I talk about the main topic, which was artificial intelligence, is because before you can learn about artificial intelligence application and project management, you've first got to know at least the basics of what a project management software looks like, what kind of data it's keeping track of, because a very simple way to put it is, instead of looking at artificial intelligence as some sentient being that's going to replace project managers, you could look at it like artificial intelligence is something that's going to aid project managers. Another good quote, I did a lot of research on this subject before making the video. Another good quote was that artificial intelligence is good at handling very complicated problems, but it's not good at handling complex problems. So when you're making certain decisions and there's a gut feeling, or there's certain conceptual parts of it that a computer wouldn't understand, that's where artificial intelligence kind of drops out of the decision-making process. For example, if you're using a project management software like JIRA, you've got all this data, and artificial intelligence can say, hey, based on previous data, this certain project is taking longer than it should historically. This is what the budget probably should be for this project. This person in the team is putting in way more hours than everybody else. It might be a good time to hire somebody else or reallocate people's times. And that's where artificial intelligence kind of comes in. I mean, you're already seeing it a little bit with Outlook. I've worked an office job at Theo for over a year now, and you get reminders like, hey, look, you said to follow up with this email, or there's a meeting that's coming. So all you have to do is set up meetings, and artificial intelligence knows to notify you and say, hey, this is coming up soon. It can also, in JIRA project management software, using artificial intelligence, it can say, this is behind schedule. this is a meeting that's supposed to happen. Hey, you haven't followed up with this email. And then it can also replace a few of the more remedial tasks that a project manager may do, which is what I was just saying, which is it will automatically notify each of your team about different meetings, about different tasks that are taking too long, stuff that's been sitting in the pot for too long. Maybe you've been trying to get your application to display stock prices, and you started on that like 2 months ago and no one's been doing any work on it. It can start notifying the team, and then everyone's kind of on the same page. So it's an information system that's kind of a one-stop shop for the team to log in and see the status of everything and all the different data analytics about information put in about all the different tasks you're doing, how long it's taking, budget. Kind of repeating myself here, but yeah, that's the big thing with artificial intelligence and project management. We're not at a point, or even really close to a point, where AI is going to replace a project manager. I mean, one of the things my manager said, and he's the head of information services at Thiel. In my opinion, he's pretty close in title. He could also be considered the CIO of the company, which is Chief Information Officer. And he said one of the most complicated things is not the budget and the different tasks, it's the people and getting the people to communicate and work together. I had the privilege of being with Thiel when they've been undergoing an acquisition, which an acquisition is basically you buy a part of another business and you get some of their assets. Since Thiel's in the kaolin mining sector of the economy, there's huge pieces of equipment. I mean, size of small skyscrapers, and they acquired that. And witnessing this acquisition and tying back into AI is not going to help you understand the different personalities of people, how they're feeling about this acquisition, how they're feeling about introduction of new technology and new emerging trends. It's really going to be up to the project manager and their social intelligence to figure that part out. Because one of the things I learned in a previous class was I think 80% of acquisitions and mergers fail. And the biggest reason why is that it has to do with the social component. People aren't on board, they lose commitment, there's miscommunication, and things just don't play out right. Artificial intelligence as it is now is not really going to show you decision making and how you're going to deal with people. However, it can use all this, like if you use a project management software like JIRA, there's a bunch of different other ones, but for a MIS major, that's probably the one that if you were to take a class, I'd do JIRA. Once you start putting all this information into this project management software, then the artificial intelligence can start doing automatic data calculations and provide you with KPIs, which are key performance indicators, or one of the two, that can then aid in your decision making. So, important thing from all that I've read, I've watched videos, read articles, looked on Indeed at different job management software and seen what's the biggest one, which is JIRA, is the biggest IT project management software. And the biggest concept to get out of it, and again repeating this, but artificial intelligence and project management is going to be there to aid project managers. It's not really going to replace project managers. And that's a good thing to know, because there's some people that are very scared of artificial intelligence and they think, oh, my job is going to be obsolete. And I and many people, including Harvard educated professors and people that have been in project management all their life, most of them would say that no, it's not going to replace it because of the complex social component. However, it can handle the complicated data analytic, scheduling, planning, allocation, anything to do with numbers and data. That's where artificial intelligence is really going to come through. So anyway, I hope that you thought that this video was at least pretty interesting. some questions that I could pose, for the comments is what are applications maybe more so in the future where you see artificial intelligence and what it can do and help with in project management. So I hope you have a good day. This was Michael Thomas. Bye-bye.